What's poppin' T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All Tea, All Shade, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 13, Episode 8 review. If you guys did not check out my live makeup tutorial today, it is up on my channel. Check it out. I'll have the links to some of the products that I used in the description box. So once again, make sure you guys watch that full tutorial on this first. Also, make sure you guys follow my fashion Instagram page. All of my social media information is down below in the description box if you want full details on this look that was in my intro. Now, let's get into tonight's episode. Tonight's episode was really good. The best episode thus far this season. I'll give tonight's episode an A. The girls are back, finally. I got some behind the scenes tea though for you guys. So Kenya did say that she made a full donation to Kandi's charity and that it was more than the $5,000 that the other girls gave. So I'm pretty sure we'll get more into that at the reunion. So Kandi tells the girls that Kenya doesn't have a regular nanny because you know they're all up in arms after they found out that she took a private jet to North Carolina, South Carolina, wherever they're staying. So everybody's upset. Portia's upset, talking about how she was crying over not being able to bring PJ and this, and that. So, like I said, Kandi was like, you know what, Kenya doesn't have a regular nanny, so she's not going to just leave her kid with anybody. And I didn't take that into consideration last week when I did my review because I was saying that was kind of shady that she didn't tell Portia or Kandi that she was bringing Brooklyn. But Kenya also stated how ever since Brooklyn has been born and she's been back on the show, how she has brought her daughter to every vacation. And I forgot she did bring her daughter to the vacations last season. So she was like, if the other girls wanted to bring their babies, they most certainly could have. They know that I always bring her. So I didn't take that into consideration either. And we all know that Kenya is in Atlanta. She does have, you know, her cousin and I think her aunt or whatever. But I'm pretty sure they have things that they have to do that they can't be there to help her all the time. So Portia was like, no, now she ain't got nobody to leave her baby with. And Kandi was like, her husband isn't there. And Marlo was like, she has money. And I'm like, Kandi, it's not about having money. Okay, yeah, I got money, but that don't mean I'm just going to leave my baby with any old random person while I go on a 4-day trip and leave my baby with a nanny that I just not met and started working with. So no, that's not culpable. So Kenya said that she takes Brooklyn with her, like I said, on every trip. Portia was like, so does Mark ever keep the baby by himself? And Kandi was like, I don't think so. And Kenya also stated that no, Mark does not keep the baby by himself. He has never kept Brooklyn by himself. So Portia was like, well, if she ain't got no help, she ain't got no help. So she drops the subject. So Kenya and LaToya are at the house, and Kenya has planned a murder mystery game for that night. And I think that would be so dope, so fun. I want to do something like that. So the actors will be posing as the house staff, and, you know, of course, some of the actors are going to be playing like they're police officers and have fake guns. So she was like, well, let's make sure that they don't point it at nobody, you know, because we can't be having no officers pointing no gun at a house full of black folks, considering Breonna Taylor and everything else that's going on. And I was very happy that she brought that whole situation up, and the lady that ran the murder mystery assured her that no, the gun would be pointed in the air or down or whatever. We would not have to worry about that. So me and Cynthia arrived. We're ready for the party. We are ready for our girls trip. I dyed my hair lavender for this trip. You know what I'm saying? Something new to shit on the girls with. You saw the outfit. I came ready for the motherfucking trip, my nigga. Had to show these girls who's the real fashion queen. So, Cynthia tells Kenya that the girls are going to be mad that the fact that she got a private jet, meanwhile they was in a Sprinter to get there. We get to see our good room. Me and Cynthia, we got a really nice room, a big enough bed where she can lay on one side, I can lay on the other, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not like that between us no more. We are no longer scissor sisters, you know what I'm saying? We are just strictly BFFs. So the girls arrived 8 hours later. Meanwhile, it was supposed to only be a 4-hour drive. Why it took 8 hours, I do not understand, bitch. I would have been pissed the fuck off. So Kenya gives the girls name tags so they can be whoever they want to be for the weekend. I chose the name Miss Jackson if you're nasty. Because I knew that Turbo or whatever that Bolo, the stripper, was coming. So I was trying to get the box ready for Mr. Turbo, Lobo, Bolo, whatever his name is, child. I was getting it ready. There's something wrong with me, yo. So, we start off with shots, everybody drinking except for me and Kandi. If you watched my Spill the Tea episode yesterday, I'm a recovering, alcoholic. She is no longer on the sauce, it's strictly water for me. These are all jokes. So then all of a sudden, as we drinking and thinking, this woman runs out screaming and hollering, clutching her stomach like she got a knife stuck in her stomach, and the lady starts screaming and hollering. I was like, Jesus, I ain't took my medication. Y'all know I got anxiety. I can't be dealing with this kind of foolishness. So then the officer could come running out, yelling, Thomas, put your hands up, putting your hands up. Portia act like she having PTSD. She jump over the couch and shit. I'm like, girl, what in the hell is going on? So Drew say this is the most ghetto murder mystery I have ever seen. And I was like, girl, I second that foolishness. So Kenya tells us if you solve the murder mystery and don't like your room, you can trade your room for a better one. So everybody was like, ooh, yeah, because that's always a point of contention on these girls' trip, that somebody don't like their room, somebody feel like they being slighted and shaded. So I was like, this is a cute little idea. So Portia was like, I ain't come here for this. I came to dance and drink. Like, I don't know nothing about this Bernie. And she did not want to participate. She just wanted to kick it. Everybody was on the sauce at this point. Only me, Tanya, Kenya, and Kandi were the ones paying attention to this damn murder mystery game. Everybody else was acting a fool, running and screaming all over the place like they ain't never been nowhere. I guess COVID really fucked these hoes up. They twerking all over the room and stuff, and it's just, I'm like, are we on Girls Gone Wild? What is going on? My anxiety was sky high. I hadn't taken my medication. It was just too much. Fallon arrived with her beautiful ass, and Toya tells everybody that she killed the lady because she just wants the game to be over. She is drunk boots. King was like, she's lying. No, she didn't kill the woman. She's not the killer. King in her confession will say, I went through so much trouble to plan this trip, and here they are acting all crazy. It is such an embarrassment. And I must say that I would have been pissed off too if I had hired these folks, paid for this. I'm one of those people that I like to have fun and let some things be like free and just what's the word that I'm looking for? Off the cuff and just, out of nowhere, just fly off the seat of our pants. This is what I was trying to say. But in other instances, when I got something planned, I want us to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is give us a new adventure, something new that we haven't done before. So I would like for everybody to participate. You know what I'm saying? So that would have irked me as well. So Portia and Shamia, so drunk and ghetto, they done knocked over a lamp, and that would have pissed me off. I hate when people act a fool and a monkey on vacation, tearing up stuff, got their clothes everywhere, just nasty. Like, this is somebody's property. Like, you don't act like that at your house, so why would you act like that in somebody else's stuff? That would have irked the shit out of me. That's just ghetto as hell. So Kenya then solves the mystery because she's over it at this point. And since Tanya made the best effort, Kenya gives her, the room to trade. And I was like, that was very nice of her, because, things have been very, combative between the two in the past. So Toya asked Fallon why she's staying at the villa next door instead of staying with them. And she was like, I want to be next to my husband. He's my best friend. And I was like, okay, y'all had all this energy for Kenya bringing her baby, but y'all ain't got no energy for Fallon bringing her nigga and not even staying with y'all. What was the fucking point of you coming on the trip? Like, everybody else could have brought that nigga if that was the case. Like, see, this double standards. Like, I feel like certain people have certain things to say about Kenya because it's Kenya, but when other people do stuff, ain't nothing being said. Like, nobody had anything to say about Fallon bringing her nigga and not even staying with them. So Toya said, you could have made a best friend on this trip. And I was like, exactly. Drew says, don't listen to her, she don't care about husbands. And I was like, here we go. Here we go. The games are about to begin. So Toya was like, what you say about my husband? And Drew said, I said you don't care about husband, boo. And I was like, she didn't stutter. She didn't stutter not one bit. So Toya is trying to figure out what her comeback is going to be. Meanwhile, we all going to Kandi's room, and Kandi loves her room. She lays out on the bed. Cynthia grab her by her legs and start trying to scissor her because she knows she can't scissor me no more. And so Toya then grabs Drew by her arm and pulls her towards her and say, but Drew, can we talk about your struggling husband? And I was like, oh, no, she didn't. But, oh, yes, the fuck she did, ma'am. I couldn't believe, first of all, that she had the nerve to grab that girl and grab her so aggressively, and then to say, can we talk about your struggling husband? Child. Now, I don't know nothing about Miss LaToya Forever and what goes on over there on her YouTube channel. I know she's going through a divorce. I don't know why she's going through divorce, but somebody down below in the comment tell me the tea on LaToya and her husband. So Drew said, you don't even know my struggling husband, though. And I was like, Drew, you tried, but you messed up. You called your own husband a struggle, girl. What the hell? So Fallon tries to break it up because, Fallon is not with the shits. Kenya was like, what is happening? Kandi said, can y'all not do this in my room? So Kenya tries to get Toya, and Toya was like, don't pull my arm. And Kenya was like, okay, girl, like, all right. And I really appreciated how Kenya and Portia were like the big sisters in this predicament and trying to extinguish, the flame before it really brewed, because Toya and Drew are giving me Kenya and Portia when they first started the show. And they know exactly where this can escalate and go. So, Drew says, the last bitch that grabbed me got her head rammed into a gate. Don't fuck with me. I'm from Chicago, bitch. And I was like, why do people say when they're in an argument with somebody, where they from? I'm from Chicago, bitch. I'm from St. Louis, bitch. I'm from Harlem, bitch. I'm from Atlanta, ho. I run LA, ho. I'm from LA. Like, what does your zip code have anything to do with your fighting abilities? If that's the case, bitch, I'm from hell. I run with Satan, bitch. Lucifer, my best friend. What's up? Like, my zip code is way bigger than yours, bitch. If we want to talk about some demented type shit, like, I don't get that. That is the stupidest shit ever when people say that dumb shit. So Marlo excuses Toya out of the room, like, girl, you're doing too much. You don't touch nobody. And Toya was like, who did I touch? Who said that? What happened? She is drunk boots. Cynthia in her confessional say clearly Drew isn't over what she said, what Toya said about her wig. And I was like, obviously, that is a proven fact. So Toya was like, did I touch her? And Kandi was like, you were aggressive. Yeah, she said you touched her like several times. So Kenya was like, can you apologize? And Toya was like, yeah. So Toya goes over to her, but she like steps in her face. They was like, no, girl, back up. Back up. So Toya was like, I apologize for touching you. Can I touch you now? I hollered because she was drunk and she really didn't give a fuck. So Everybody say, no, girl, it's too soon. It's too soon. Like, no. So Toya drunk ass laughing. Talks. So then Toya was like, I just want to touch the hair. Girl, when she said that, y'all, I damn near fell out my bed. Drew didn't step up in her face like, oh, this bitch really trying it. She is really trying me. And Drew was like, don't do it. Don't do it. Kenya then, like, tries to de-escalate everything and shows Drew her room. Drew loved her room. The other girls find their rooms. They love their rooms. But Marlo, of course, is pissed off because Marlo got the jailhouse rock room. And she is pissed. Her room looked like one of the 3 birds used to live up in that motherfucker. So Marlo was like, this is not fabulous. So Kenya, her confessional says, this is what you get for all the nasty things you said about the host. And I personally wouldn't have gave her no good room neither. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck about where you sleep at. So we then eat dinner. Marlo is upset. She pissed off. So her, Portia, Marlo, Fallon, Shamia, and Tanya and Drew go into the room to eat. Portia say, what I get from Toya is she likes to push buttons. Very much she does. She's very much young Kenya. Kenya asked Toya what happened, and Toya was like, I'm very handsy, I'm Trini, you know, I didn't mean nothing by da-da-da-da. Kandi was like, but you insulted her. And Toya was like, but she insulted me. But I was like, no, girl, you insulted her first when you was talking about her wigs and then the whole marriage situation conversation. Like, you started all this, sis. So Cynthia says she knows that you said stuff about her wig. Toya says, so I'm going to address it. Cynthia says, before or after you apologize. And Toya says, what am I apologizing for? If your wig is trash, it's trash. I was like, girl, you just want to get beat up. Because LaToya don't look like she can fight. She just like, she know how to antagonize the fuck out of somebody. So Kenya says in her confessional, it was honestly bad. Her wig was honestly bad. But if she want to wear a cat on her head, that's on her. And like I said, I didn't see anything horribly wrong with the wig. It wasn't something that I would personally wear. But if that's what she like, she can love it. And that's what she got to do. Like, I don't care. If you want to look a mess, that's all up on you, child. So Cynthia says, no, I'm sorry. So Portia says, you know, I want to give the benefit of the doubt to Kenya because I see her trying to be nice. And Cynthia is a beautiful person, but that's her girl. And Kandi too, but that's her girl. And I was like, well, Portia, with you and Kenya's situation, you know that you put y'all into this predicament that y'all are in based off your actions from last season. Now, y'all can agree to disagree in the comment section. Once again, she, me, her does not care. So Shamia says, you know, I just feel like this is the auntie niece dynamic. You got the aunties in there and we the nieces. And Portia says in her confessional, you know, aunties and nieces, like, they're young and have energy. Then you got the aunties that frown upon everything that's so judgy and boring. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm an auntie because I don't like embarrassing myself, acting a monkey, being ghetto, being ratchet. And no, it's a way to have fun, but without just being trashy to me. You know what I'm saying? And just because I act like I got some sense on vacation does not make me an auntie. But if that's the case, okay, auntie me up then, my nigga. So Kandi says, you know, when I saw Shamia and Portia knock over the lamp and I saw the glass on the floor, I was like, oh my God, somebody go step on it. And I guess that was to show the fact that, you know, Kandi really is an auntie or whatever. I was like, no, that's just being a responsible adult. But okay, girl. So Toya says, you know, I feel like Marlo's room is so shady. And Kenya was like, well, she shouldn't have insulted the host. She shouldn't have insulted the host. So Marlo was like, well, the living room is going to be my room. Kenya tells them that the next day they're going to have a barbecue. Marlo literally transforms the living room into her bedroom because she refuses to sleep in the Jailhouse Rock's room. Kenya goes to get Brooklyn, whose face is blurred, and I'm so pissed off that Mark is no longer allowing her face to be shown on the show. I'm like, why, you old puss ass nigga? It ain't like you take care of her. It ain't like she's with you. She's with her mama all the time. Her being on this show ain't hurting nobody with your old hating ass. So the next morning, Kenya and Brooklyn are in the kitchen making breakfast, and Marlo wake up and say, morning, more. And Kenya was like, oh, girl, I didn't even know you was in here. Like, why you ain't sleep in your bed? And she was like, you know, I wanted to feel more luxurious, so I slept in here. And so then we see the other girls get up and come into the kitchen, and Shamia tells Kandi, you know, we call y'all aunties. And Kandi was like, y'all don't know how to act. Y'all be trying to fight and stuff on the first day. I ain't got time for that. And I agree. Ain't nobody got time to be playing referee for you hoes. So Drew talks to Ralph on the phone and tells him what happened with her and LaToya. And I noticed that Drew got that wig glue line going across her forehead from wearing so many wigs. That's why I can't get with that shit. She got a whole light strip going across her forehead. Pay attention to that shit. Y'all better stop wearing all that glue shit on your forehead. Gonna have a discolorated forehead and shit. So Portia sees the barbecue man and asks, like, what's that in there? And he was like, I'm barbecuing a whole pig. You know, she's disgusted by this because she's a vegan. So Kenya, in her confessional, say, you know, even though I play it cool, it's very difficult for me. I'm basically a single mom. I don't have anyone I can trust with my child. And that made me feel bad for Kenya because like I said last week, I felt a different way. But I still feel like she should have at least extended the offer just so nobody would have anything to say about the situation. It takes nothing to say, hey, I'm bringing my child. If you want to bring yours, bring yours. If not, you don't have to. So Marlo then put on her full Mary J. Blige ensemble to go to the pool. Her and Kandi talking, she tells Kandi that Kenya giving her the room that she gave her really bothered her, and that she wants to know why she and Kenya just hate each other so much, and she wants to talk to her. And I'm like, girl, you know exactly why you and Kenya are in this predicament, because you have given your entire ass to kiss to her ever since you and Nene became friends again years ago when you were friends with Kenya and you and Nene fell out. And then as soon as you and Nene became back friends again, you hopped on the Kenya hate train because Nene couldn't stand her, and you have been riding that train ever since then and tooting the horn on some toot toot type shit. And I'm like, that low down dirty shit you said about her mama, I could never fuck with you after that either, because it's a difference between being shady and just being cutthroat and low down. And I'm like, all of a sudden now you give a fuck about y'all friendship, or y'all trying to rebuild a friendship. You was bashing her last season, you've been bashing her this season, and she ain't said shit about you. And I'm like, only reason why you even trying to squash this beef is because Nene is no longer on the show. This shit is so disingenuous. Goodbye, girl. So Portia and Shamia about a pool, and Shamia asks Portia, has she spoken to Dennis? And she shows her the text messages that Dennis been sending her, telling her he love her and let's get married. And she just responded on some thank you type shit. And Shamia like, girl, this so romantic. I'm wet. And I was like, yeah, because you hoes fucking standards are so fucking low. So Marlo talks to Tanya about being hungry. Everybody is hungry. It's lunchtime at this point. Me, Cynthia, Kandi, and Kenya at the pool, and Kandi brings up Marlo, and Kenya walks away like, cause girl, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. Like, no, keep that drama for your mama. So Tanya is looking for food around the house. Kenya comes back to the crib with food for herself, child. She done ran off and got her some crab cakes and all types of shit. So Tanya was like, is that lunch? Cause I'm starving. Kenya was like, I have a whole pig being roasted for y'all. It's food in the refrigerator. Now, this is my thing. It would be one thing if they cut out the part the night before where she said, I'm going to have barbecue for y'all tomorrow. They might have cut out the part where she said, we gonna have a barbecue, but it's gonna be late on in the day. Y'all can either eat the food in the fridge or fend for yourself or order a Postmate or whatever. Maybe they cut that part out. Maybe she didn't say that, but she should have said that, hey, the barbecue is not gonna be late till tomorrow night. We do have some things in the fridge. If you don't want to eat that, feel free to, like I said, Postmate you something, go get you something to eat. Boom, bow. You know what I'm saying? Y'all grown. Y'all can feed yourself on that type of tip. Because it's not like she didn't provide a whole spread for them later on. So, Kenya in her confessional say, you know, we ordered a fridge full of food. If they don't like it, they can order their own. I agree. Kenya goes to the pool with her food. Cynthia say, why you ain't tell us we could order food? Girl, who didn't tell? Like, you grown. If you hungry, order you something to eat. But once again, like I said, I don't know if Kenya didn't tell them that food would be later. Maybe they thought that the barbecue would start afternoon, but I'm not waiting on no hoe to feed me. Fuck that. So Kenya once again reiterates that there's food in the fridge. Tanya was like, it's just lunch meat. Now, that's some bullshit, bitch, if you just bought cold cuts for hoes. Like, the fuck is going on? So Kandi said, you just disrespectful. So Kandi in her confessional say, here you come with these damn crab cakes all for yourself. I'm over it. And, you know, Kandi is all about her food. She's a foodie like me. So she was like, ho. So Toya comes down and shows me, Marlo, Cynthia, and Kandi this HD wig that she done bought for Drew as a peace offering. We like, girl, this is steady being shady. Like, what in the hell is wrong with you? So we tell her, don't do it, Bernie. Don't do it. And she like, I'm still going to do it. So then it skips to the nightfall. Everybody is changed. We getting ready for dinner. We have a bartender. Everybody's drinking. Kandi come out in her see-through catsuit with her thong on, showing all that ass and that dong, 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 dong. And Kandi makes sure to tell the ladies in her confessional, these girls been trying to clown us, calling us aunties, but you could be young, but I could be young too. And I have to give it to Kandi. She looked good. The body looked good, baby. So we go in the house to eat. Kenya has provided a full spread, a full meal for us, and Tanya say, you guys really redeemed yourself. So then as they're fixing their plate, she then asks the man that cooked for them, could he get the meat off of the pig for her? And what? Like, Tanya, I understand you kind of being grossed out because it's a full pig, but bitch, you a doctor, you a nurse or whatever. You done seen way worse. Girl, get that goddamn meat and go sit your ass down. I did feel like she was doing team too much at that point. Like, this man that been cooking for y'all out in the hot ass sun all day. Get this goddamn pork and sit down, girl. So Portia prays over the pig. Kenya says to Tanya, you're a little bit spoiled. When you constantly ask people to serve you, that's a little bit spoiled. Tanya was like, no, I don't really think that that's the case, or whatever the case may be. So then Toya says, I know there's been a few conversations about Drew's wig. And I was like, oh, Lord, here we go. So she was like it wasn't tacked down. The lace wasn't plucked and stuff. Portia was like, girl, don't be shady with your apology. Toya says, I'm not being shady. It was fake of me for not saying it to your face. And Drew was like, yeah. Toya says, and I apologize for that. I want to go ahead and purchase a wig for you. And Drew was like, oh. And I was like, oh, she can't be that damn stupid and gullible. But she fooled me. Toya then says, and I want to get it plucked and secured correctly. And everybody looking like, this bitch here. So Drew says, I'm really happy you watch me so closely. It's really sweet, but I get my wigs from the top stylist in Hollywood. And I was like, lies. Because if that is the top, bitch, you need to go to the bottom, because I've seen way better, bitch. You better go to Tokyo. You better go to Malibu, Dollface. There's so many people that you need to be going to, and whoever been doing them ain't the one. So then she says, no offense, I probably won't wear it, but, I got you something. And I was like, here we go for the tit for tat. Very much Kenya and Portia. Drew then gets up looking like Cyndi Lauper. I don't know what outfit she had on, where she got that bullshit from, but she is tacky as fuck. So Toya was like, what the fuck she got on? I was like, I agree, sis. So Drew comes back and says, so everybody's been telling me about this wig you bought me. So when you first met me, you didn't like me because of, the Drew Sidor from the game. Then I was like, oh, she's watching me. So I feel like you're my biggest fan. Kenya looking like, Jesus, take the wheel. Drew then signs a picture of herself and gives it to Toya. And I was like, you know what? Touche, bitch. Great comeback. I loved it. So everybody is clapping, and her and Toya give each other little air kisses to the cheeks. And, they was like, it's squashed now. Marlo then jumps in and says, no matter how much we go through and how much shade we throw, this is a sisterhood. All of a sudden, it's a sisterhood. Girl, this ain't the sisterhood of the traveling pants. Sit down. So she says, Kenya, it hurt me to the core getting that small room. Girl, no, it didn't. She said, I said to myself, God damn, this girl really don't like me. Deep inside, you're hurt and I'm hurt, but I do love you. All of a sudden, now you love her. Okay, Marlo. Kenya says, no, I'm hurt when I call someone a friend and they can attack me the way that you have. And I agree. So they flash back to everything that Marlo has said about Kenya this season alone, attacking her body and this and that, telling Toya to watch her back, don't confide in Kenya, all of this old extra ass bullshit. So Kenya says, you are the one that isn't taking responsibility for the things that you do to me. Marlo says, I talked about your fake butt and your skin. It's like, that's the problem, oh. Like, why are you talking about her? So Marlo says, I don't have a fake butt. Kenya says, I don't have a fake butt. That's number one. And I was like, well, no, that's lie number one, girl. Because everybody knows your ass is fake, girl. Just stop. Just own up to the shit. Say it's botched. You don't give a fuck that it's botched, or you're saving up to get it fixed. But bitch, that ass is not real. That is a cardboard box you got on the back of you. Girl, no, it's a cereal box. Nothing about that is real. So Marlo says, you have injections. Kenya says, I don't have injections. Lie number two. It might not be injections. You got implants or something. You got some goddamn leftover cardboard. I don't know, some wood from a fireplace. I don't know, but the shit ain't right. So Marlo says, something has been done to your body. Kenya says, bitch, worry about yourself. You trash me every chance you get. Marlo then gets her from the table all dramatic and shit, and Kenya was like, bye. And the episode went off. Girl, it was good. These hoes brought it. I can't wait to see Barlow, whatever his name is, next week. Get it popping, bitch. I'm moist already thinking about it, ho. I had a front row seat and all my ones ready to throw on that dick. And I'm letting y'all know right off the bat, I was one of them hoes that fucked him that night. Name it and claim it. Me, I did it. I'm telling y'all, I'm giving y'all the tea. I was one of the hoes that fucked him that night. Fucked him and sucked him real good. We had a great time, my nigga. Cynthia was mad, Mike was mad, but I didn't give a fuck. We had a wonderful night. So, like I said, I give tonight's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta an A. They brought it. Seems like the rest of this girls' trip is going to be full of drama, and I am here for it. Let me know what y'all thought about tonight's episode down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, kittens.